This one's for my brothers.
For my dear late husband, who felt like he couldn't talk about his health.
For the guys who weren't as lucky as me. Sometimes men just need someone to start that conversation.
My name is Pamela Kleemann-Passi. I'm a visual artist and photographer.
My name's Paul Burden. I'm Head of Design at POLITIX. We've been partners with Movember for about 4 years now. You're strong partners. We're a menswear brand.
Yeah.
You know, our mantra is to look good, feel good, and do good. The partnership just feels like a very natural fit for us. You know, apart from the obvious of making donations, we want to sort of get people talking about men's health. We want to. There's an element of shock factor conversation about this to really get people talking. And after the year or two that we've had with COVID and restrictions, and you know, a lot of the mental health issues that men are experiencing now are a result of what's happened over the past couple of years.
Absolutely.
So it feels quite timely that we're doing this at this moment in time.
Sure.
What we're talking about this year is from the suit perspective, it's worn to be heard. So we really want people to sort of stop, think, pick up the phone, talk to somebody. Don't bottle things up as men do.
Well, I think "worn to be heard" is an absolutely brilliant catchphrase to start conversations.
So for someone that doesn't have any hair, what really fascinates you about hair?
When it's on your head, it looks really beautiful, but when it's off the body, it immediately becomes disgusting, repulsive. It really kind of creeps people out. And I really am interested in that kind of polarity between what's really voluptuous and what's really repulsive.
So how did we start going about making fabric out of moustache hair?
This was a really fantastic challenge for me. I remembered that I had a little offcut of tulle and I had some fabric offcuts, and I've always got hair clippings at home. So I laid the hair on the fabric and laid the tulle over the top.
Where did you get all the hair from?
Once word was spreading that this project was going ahead, I started receiving little packages through my letterbox of people sending me their moustache hair. And then Sustainable Salons was collecting hair around Australia for the project as well. So eventually I received a very large cardboard box filled with clumps of hair. And I just thought, wow, I want to get my hands in there and play. What makes a quintessential POLITIX suit?
As I mentioned before, it's about the detail, the fit. The fabric, obviously very different here because we're using a fabric that you've created. We've captured the hairs in a sort of window pane design, which is synonymous with us as a brand. You know, when you start to look at the buttons that actually you've created as well with the resin and using the hair in them. We thought about every little detail to make this suit, you know, really sort of shout what the whole project's about.
I love the fact that you've got these conversation pieces in the linings.
Yeah, well, they're words directly from people that are affected or have been affected by men's health.
Yeah.
What does men's health mean to you, Pam?
Well, I became particularly interested in men's health after my husband was diagnosed with prostate and colorectal cancer in 2016. And he'd never really engaged with his health. He didn't go to the doctor that much. And suddenly he was confronted with cancer. And the very first thing he said to me was, "Africans don't get cancer." And I was really shocked by that because clearly it wasn't the case. I just think it's so important for men to have conversations about their health, and when they get signs that their body's telling them something, to actually heed and get checked and be willing to discuss their situation with their partners, with their friends, with their doctors, with their family.
That actually really resonates with me because my father passed away on the 1st of November 2 years ago from cancer.
Yeah.
And it was quite an aggressive cancer that he left too long. So he didn't, typical man, he didn't go to the doctors when he should have done, could have caught it a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Didn't, unfortunately, he was diagnosed in September, passed away in November. So November the 1st has got a real sort of resonance with me because forevermore now it'll be the day that my father passed away.
I think art and fashion are fantastic platforms to have these kind of conversations because they're about making statements, I think. And the bigger the statement, the better the conversation starter. I love it. I just think it's so gorgeous. It's like an animal pelt. And you know, we're all animals anyway. So I think it just works really beautifully. And it's a bit sort of prickly, but life's a bit prickly.